Fighting for the one strawweight kickboxing world title at One Fight Night 15 on October the 6th. We got Mini T Danial Williams. How you doing today, sir?
Doing good, Tim. Thanks for having me on, man. Just finished training. It's been a hard week already. So yeah, just had some kangaroo meat for dinner and yeah, chatting to you. So love your shirt and yeah, thanks for making it a good night already.
Man, we gotta do the whole outfit properly every time that you're on the show. We gotta do this the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love the hat as well.
Okay, so tell me about kangaroo meat. Like I'm from Canada, so I didn't know that kangaroo meat was a real thing. It's 100% real thing.
Yeah, man. It's probably one of my favorite meats. Hey, I actually hunt it myself. So this meat specifically is not from me. This is from a friend of mine that goes out and gets it. It's basically considered a pest here, because yeah, they're everywhere here, right? And it's really good lean meat. So it's good protein. So it's like a strong animal, and yeah, it's lean meat, so you can eat a lot of it. You don't put on too much weight, and it helps me recover quick, and especially after training.
So I've had a lot of deer and elk in my life, just because, like in Canada, like you said, they're kind of pests. They're kind of in the way, like they're dangerous, and when they're in your yard. What is the taste of kangaroo like? I assume quite gamey.
It is a bit gamey. It's very similar to like yeah, the deer and venison. I do love my deer as well, and that probably tastes yeah a little bit more softer. The kangaroo is a little bit more gamey kind of thing. So yeah, probably a little bit more tougher, but beautiful meat. You know, there's different types of kangaroos in Australia. The one I had is a grey kangaroo. It's called a Mallaroo,
Yeah.
and a lot of people prefer the red kangaroo, but I actually like the grey kangaroo, and that's the one that's around my Western Australia area where we can sort of go out in the forest and in designated farms and that where we can actually hunt them ourselves.
Man, that's awesome. So what do you do to hunt them? Are you like one of the crazy crossbow guys? Or are you just a standard rifler?
I want to get into that. Something I've been thinking about. It's a good humane way, you know, less like rifle ammunition, and they're getting a bit stricter here with the laws. So
Yeah.
yeah, but it's yeah, just shooting, man. So I'm good fun with my mates, and you know, some of the farm areas. You know, they it protects a lot of their farming and stuff like that. So got to look at it that way. But it is awful as well because you know it is nature, and this kangaroo is a beautiful animal. But yeah, they do give back as well. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, I know, but we're gonna have the same arguments that everyone else has had of like eating meat through a farm factory might be the worst way to consume meat. Eating, an animal in the wild, it's lived a better life. I think that's the better way of looking at it, right?
Yeah, I 100% agree. But there is another perspective as well. Like having this sort of discussion with my partner. It's like, you know, these animals that are farm bred, they don't know any better. They're built to provide food, whereas the ones in the wild, they're just living naturally and happy, and then bang, all of a sudden they're gone. So I don't know.
Because I thought about that too. Of like the chickens are depressed. Maybe we're doing the right thing. I don't know.
Exactly, and that's what their ancestors knew as well. So it's in their DNA of just yeah becoming a very low vibrational animal. But I know myself, I just yeah just eating that type of meat, just I don't feel it does any favors for me. Low vibrational animal, I call it.
Tell me about that. What does that mean?
Basically because they're just on a different vibration than us because they're not fed with the right. They're not loved at all. Basically, so yeah, they're just very low frequency how they operate because they have generational trauma in their life.
Man, yeah, you might be onto something here. You might be onto something here. No, but do tell me. Now, I think these are the kind of realizations that you would have lying in a float tank. Now, I know that you're closely associated with float tank. Can you tell me a little bit more here? Tell me about altered states float a little bit more.
Yeah, man, all over it because that's something I'm going to do tomorrow morning. Have a bit of a rest day, and yeah, a lot of thinking, a lot of visualization I do in the tank. It's something I came across when I was sort of just after high school and was going through a bit of I guess, an experience in life where I thought there was more than life, and what we've been told wasn't everything, and very exploratory sort of way I'll admit, like psychedelics and that, into that sort of world. And then came across the float tank to experience something different. And I didn't get what I expected. You should never go into a float tank having expectations. What I got was feeling very recovered and very relaxed, and less anxious. So that sort of led me onto that path where I just kept using it, because I felt like I was getting a massage as well as, or like I was getting recovered as well as feeling good in the mind. And it's helped me visualize for fights. So it's something I continued, and then obviously made it into a passion of mine and made it into a business, and let people explore the benefits themselves, because everyone has their own reason why they come and use it. We have a range of different clients, like whether it be injury prevention or just injury management, or just purely just getting that self-care and that rest, because we live in such a fast-paced society, especially in our sort of city. So it's a good place to rest and just have no sensory input come in at all. You don't have any light, sound, touch. So it's the deepest form of relaxation you can get, unless you're in space. And just can do amazing things for your mind.
Well, and you're absolutely correct. So I'm going to put the link down below for everyone to check it out. So the link will be down there. But it is a really challenging thing in today's society, because, and I am maybe the biggest victim of it, because growing up on video games, and then as an adult, we had phones. Like the other week, I was doing some work, and it was just do nothing for 3 minutes, and not looking at my phone and not looking at a screen for 3 minutes was really hard. All I sat there was thinking about work. And then like eventually it's very hard to actually get into that meditative state, but it's almost like you're the first time trying it, it's not good. It almost won't work. You need to practice it. It's something to be good at and something to be bad at, right?
That's it. 100% on the money there, Tim. The whole three, that was me, I guess, like out of high school, just not having, like never ever relaxing at all. It's always a distraction, always, constantly. And I see that with a lot of people. And just the power of doing nothing is amazing, because even like after training, I'm not always in the float tank. I just really pride napping, sleeping, best form of recovery you can get. So just doing absolutely nothing, no phone, it just does wonders for people. And just with that stress response, walk past people in the shops, you can tell, like, man, you just gotta slow down a little bit, just for 5 minutes, like, at least. You feel like,
man, yeah, I know. But did the float tank help your ability to talk to girls?
Oh yeah, definitely. That was something that I dealt with a lot, just being super uncomfortable about myself, not being present the whole time. And then I guess you can say that led me to getting a girlfriend for the first time. I was a very shy kid, and it just helped me meditate, helped me relax, and just helped me understand who I am a bit better, because you're kind of just sitting with yourself. And I like that quote: if you can't spend an hour with yourself, how do you expect anyone else to? So something that I like saying to people that are always on the go all the time.
It's absolutely true. It's absolutely correct. You got to love yourself first before how the heck, are you going to love anybody else in that state? But I grew up as a very shy person as well. And it's actually a weird twist that I do talking for a living now. Yeah. Like I didn't even talk to some of my cousins, but like, it's a weird thing. And it's almost like we sat back and observed, because now we work in industries where, especially you're the center of attention for weeks at a time. It's a little bit of a weird twist, but like, how did you get to this place where now you're talking to crowds and audiences of people and doing interviews after interviews? How did you and are you still comfortable doing it, or are you uncomfortable?
Yeah, I definitely, like, still always uncomfortable, but not like, I guess I could rephrase that. Like, I'm a lot more comfortable these days, but it's just before, like, I could explain it as like you're just in your head a lot, and you're always assuming. Like, and another quote: you should never assume, because you always be let down. So, or you always be wrong. And now it's just a bit more like, you're not assuming as much. So you're kind of just being you, because you've been sat with yourself so present so much. And you just start to understand yourself a little bit better. And I'm still on that journey, So it's just, still, I feel like there's a lot to learn, a lot to go away about myself and how I carry myself. And I guess not caring as much, because it's crazy before. And you would have done the same thing, right? Now you can talk to your cousins all the time.
you wouldn't believe I can talk to anybody now. I'm still really nervous. probably this morning I got nervous for this interview. And I'm like, man, I've talked to him before. Like I've met him. We talk all the time. I'm still nervous to do this stuff. But it's a weird thing of like, you almost need to embrace, you know, I'm nervous. That's okay. Because now I know how to handle that. I've grown as a person over this time, right?
Oh man, and I'm the same too. It's just oh shit, gotta speak to Tim. Hopefully, and like say the right things, and he's in a good mood as well. And you always are. You remind me of my coach as well, man. He's like someone who's just I believe he's got the gift of the gab, but he's like considers himself an introvert. So when he addresses the room and he's a powerful speaker, tells people how to train and that influential, good storyteller, and he needs to go home in his room in a dark place for a while to recharge because he's just it's just interesting. Hey,
Oh, I'm 100% the same way. But okay, let's get to the fight a little bit here. You're going to be fighting. Hey, how good does it feel? You're going to be fighting in your actual weight class.
oh man, oh it's amazing, man. Really, really awesome, and just to have the time to prepare as well. So I just feel like everything's in line for this fight. So yeah, it's amazing. Hey, like it's just reflecting on a lot of my career. Like I've done this many times, jumping up in weight, short notice. It's kind of like you coming towards like you're not going to be doing this forever now. So you got to be smart with your decisions and how you carry yourself and how you want to finish off your career.
Man, it's a great to see. I'm really excited for the matchup because you are always in fight of the year contenders. Jonathan DeBella won the title in a fight of the year contender. Absolutely amazing. I'm expecting nothing but action, but what are you envisioning in this matchup?
Oh man, just the best version of myself. Hey, the best. I've been working really hard. I've thought about the last few fights and my whole career in general, and I'm just like putting all the pieces together, and I'm just envisioning to be the best fight that I could ever possibly do, and the best version of myself. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Man, I cannot wait for it. Now, Jonathan Bella, he's undefeated in boxing, undefeated in kickboxing. What opportunities do you see in this that you're looking to exploit as you get in there?
Man, just he's very, very, very skillful. He's got all the goods, and he's going to be a tricky opponent. I'm expecting to be my hardest fight, one of my hardest fights ever, and I'm expecting him to be very sharp and on. Like I got to take the belt from him. So, and he's undefeated for a reason. So that's why I'm looking forward to it because I really want to learn how I'll learn myself how we'll get past that, and just keeping that strong mind when I'm in there. So yeah, just looking forward to it, man. It's exciting, hey.
Oh man, I cannot wait. Let me ask you, what gives you more pride? Capturing a world title or getting your honey to market?
Oh, that's a great one. Hey, that's a great one. I feel like, yeah, of course, it's capturing the world title. That's been my longest passion. But I feel from there, a lot of things can grow because it's bigger than me capturing the title. What can be done with it. It's not just getting the belt, keeping it at home. It's what I can do with that moving forward.
So for those who don't know, I know you are a keeper, and
I love this. You're all over it.
But do you think the honey will get to market, or is this just something for you and the family?
Right now it's something for me and the family. Like my mentor beekeeper, he's got it's called Furious Bee, and we stock his honey at our center, and I work with him. So I love his product to grow because he's the man. He's the guy that's teaching me a lot. He's with his bees all the time. He speaks to them, and it's just I've got a lot to learn from him. So right now it's just learning from him, and then maybe one day for sure. But there's definitely different types of bees in Australia that have produced different honey that the world don't know about. It's in the northern region, and that's something I'd love to explore one day. They're called a stingless bee, and they don't actually sting you. They're a different type of animal. They don't go with the queen. Like they're more introverted bees, and they produce some of the highest properties for nutritional properties. So the total activity. So when you got like a fungal infection or something, they are way stronger than the European honeybee, which is the honeybee in Australia as well. But the native stingless bee, it's something I want to explore. So that's something I'll be looking into, I think, and just getting into that, just exploring that world.
Man, that sounds awesome. But stingless bee, is the flavor the same? Like it must be it must be very different, I imagine.
It is. I really like it. It's very rare honey to get. So and it's yeah. Then I guess there's a reason why it's not out in the world, because they don't really produce too much, and it's a honey that you probably wouldn't mass produce because it can affect the ecosystem of a lot of things. And but yeah, I want to get you some, and I would have to send you some, man. Because like, yeah, even me, like, if I can get my hands on it now, I'll be like, sweet, it's awesome. But it's yeah, definitely a work in progress, because yeah, just working with some people, and that would be cool, just to get that education out there as well, the different types of bees. Because even in Australia here, people don't realize it's actually an introduced species. And the European honeybee here takes a lot of the native wildlife homes, and if you don't, the beekeepers don't look after them, they keep spreading and then actually changing the ecosystems here. So yeah, it's just crazy shit. You get into, yes, I love honey, and the next minute I'm learning all this stuff. I'm like, crazy, man. But actually, right now, the focus is purely the fight. Hey, like, I haven't even haven't even thought of the bees that much, and it's something that actually distracted me in some other fights before, where I spent the whole week before I left trying to move beehives, getting stung, and because I had my neighbor complaining because they were going into their yard, and if the council got involved, it was going to be a big problem, and it was just this mad stress for 4 days, and literally a few days after that, I had to go and compete. So it was just, now it's like, just stay focused in the fight. You've had a lot of time to prepare now, and just keep that focus.
Well, yeah, and one of the ways to keep focused, I know earlier this year you separated yourself entirely. You were training in Thailand. How was it training Muay Thai in Thailand earlier this year?
That was really, really cool. Like, just obviously it was a bit different to settle in like straight away. So it took me a while to settle in, but it was really nice just to, yeah, go back to where I did a long stint, and get trained by the young little boys there that are now like great trainers, and they're fighting on one as well. So just really, really nice trip. Just obviously like the things I was working on there, the complete fight chain, working on elbows and keeping the weight down, and things change. But yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world, man. It was just a good little trip. Just a good for the soul being back at that gym.
Oh yeah, and it's good to separate yourself. It's a very focused thing, and I know you were running 11 kilometers uphill. How do you recover from that? Like, stretching, eating, like what do you do after that?
Yeah, the Doi Satep run, that was the good part of the memory lane trip. And yeah, main thing is sleep, man. Just sleep. Just have good protein meal. I eat my livers. I found some livers, which helps reduce inflammation. And then I just have a good sleep, and then not do what I used to do when I was young in Thailand doing the training camps, and go out and party. Yes, it's Saturday night. So yeah, just literally ate good, had a good rest, and chilled out. Yeah, didn't even get a massage actually. I just slept, man. Just didn't move the body too much.
Unreal, man. Now you're coming into this fight in just incredible shape. I feel like every time I talk to you, I come away more enlightened. Like, it's like I'm visiting a monk in the mountains, and you're like, no, eat kangaroo meat. There's honey you've never even heard of, bro, and sit in this float tank. You know what I mean? Like, I come away a different person here.
Oh man, that was great. No, that's funny. It's
All
been
right.
so good speaking with you, but yeah, sorry to cut you off.
Well, I got one more question for you, because you have the best perspective, as you've fought both men, higher weight class than yourself, in title matches. What is your feeling going into Rodtang versus Superlek this Friday?
Oh man, it's I think about it quite a bit because I always change, but yeah, like, the fans win no matter what. That's the number one winner, and it's got to happen. So that's cool. And yeah, I just feel like they're just with the training aspect, because Rodtang's so experienced with these small gloves, and if he can get inside like he did with Haggerty, like where he pushed that pace, and his body looked really trim, and he really wanted it, right?
Mhm.
If we see that style of Rodtang, I'm tipping him, but he's had a lot of time off in the limelight, and yeah, and it's just Superlek's on a bit of a tear, but I think yeah, if it goes a distance, I think Superlek wins, but if Rodtang can get inside, who knows? Maybe Superlek can't handle his power and his short punches, and he's built for one, Rodtang, and yeah, it's a hard one, man. So Rodtang get inside, he can stop him, but if it goes the distance, I think Superlek wins.
Yeah, and this is why we do the fight. Of like, we can see different scenarios happening. X, Y, and Z could happen. You know, A, B, and C could happen. We don't know, but this is why we do it, right?
Exactly. Hey, what's your prediction on it? I'm interested because I'm a bit of a fence sitter because I've chained like, nah, Rodtang will get inside. He's built for one championship. He'll get in, but then it's like, nah, man, Superlek's just like, you can't. He's hard to hit, man, and his kicks are just too good. I felt that. So yeah, it's a difficult one too. I wouldn't put my money on it. That's for sure.
No, and that's the thing. So them training together, I think, is the X factor because they train together quite more. Like it wasn't just a few sparring days. I think they've trained together a lot. So that's going to be really a major X factor. Of we don't know how much is going to influence the fight. I think it will have some effect, but what that is, I don't know. But let's just say call a spade a spade. I think Superlek and his power will make a difference in this fight. I think controlling the distance, you know, and it's like seeing his matchups that he had against like yourself and Pan Payak and people like this. This guy is just one step ahead. You know what I mean by this? Whereas like Rodtang, it feels like he is with us. Or sorry, he is with his opponent. He's just a little bit better. Superlek
Yeah.
seems like he's like a few steps ahead of his opponents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm liking your perspective on it because you're obviously the guy who knows and seen a lot of fights across all martial arts, understand their opponent. So like, I'm definitely hearing what you're saying, especially with that distance control, man. That's a big one.
But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, last word goes to you, sir. Let me do the readout, and then we're good to go. Fighting for the one strawweight kickboxing world title at One Fight Night 15th on October the 6th. Mini T Danial Williams. Shout out who you need to shout out. Thank who you need to thank. All that good stuff.
Man, firstly, I just want to thank you, Tim. You're an absolute legend. Like I said, I can't keep up with your stuff, what you're doing for all the different martial artists around the world. People I haven't even heard of, which is cool. And just to hear that story a bit. So first and foremost, you, man, and then of course everyone who's tuning in and supporting me along the way through my whole journey, man. I'm so grateful for it, and it's just been an awesome ride. And yeah, man, I'm very thankful for everything in martial arts and the people I've met. So just thank you to the fans and yeah, everyone that supported me.
Hey, massively appreciate your time, sir. Best of luck in the match, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much, brother.